Zach Taylor, you will be the death of me. Cincinnati Bengals will be the death of Steve. The death of me. The death of Bengal Nation. Time is running out, Zach Taylor. Time is running out, Duke Tobin. You are on the clock, fools. And somehow you're still employed. Jordan Battle. Time is over if I'm in charge. Your ass is gone. You're gone. It's running out, Stevie boy. Who Day Nation. People are non-renewing. I renewed. People are non-renewing. We're going to talk about it all. The debacle versus the Bears. The bye week. The trade deadline. Logan Wilson. Bon voyage. We're going to talk about it all. Next on the Bang the Drum podcast. What's up, Stevie boy?
What's up? How you been, my man?
Well, that's a bad sign right there. That's what someone just said. Eric Hare got called out to a wreck. I just pulled around. So that's a bad sign. Hope everybody's okay there.
Yep.
Not good at all. Not a good way to start the show. A little ominous. I just came from Louisville, Stevie boy. I was looking out the window seconds after. I didn't hear anything. I just happened to be looking out the window. Plumes of smoke everywhere right after it happened. I mean, minutes before the news even had it. Had the UPS crash in Louisville, thinking of those people as well. So, I don't know. Maybe you should steer clear of me for a little bit there. It's too. Maybe I'm the problem. What do you think?
You're always the problem.
Well, here we are, Stevie boy. Our time is running out. This is the time is running out episode. I think it's already ran out. I think we're past that. We sat here. The trade deadline has come and gone. I have no problem saying, see ya, Duke. See ya, Zach. We're going to talk about all that shortly, leading in. No problem saying that because I never liked him in the first place. Logan Wilson, I did like. I think he deserves some props. He played really well here. Same with Pratt. Same with Von Bell. Same with Jesse Bates in the past. There's some guys that have left that, I really liked. Logan, for a 7th-round pick, we'll talk about all of that here shortly. First, we'll cover, you have to talk about the roller coaster game versus the Bears. Let's start with the offense. Flacco ended up with 400-some yards, right?
470
They moved the ball.
yards. 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns in a unbelievable losing effort. I, like you, I'm sure, we didn't watch it together this week, but I'm sure you did the same. I was cussing Yoshi, every name in the book. They talk accountability. He made one play, but he made a lot of bonehead plays, including stepping out of the end zone on his own. Could have cost them every chance of winning the game. Why aren't they benching Yoshi? And what are your thoughts on the offense, Stevie boy?
On the offense is humming. I mean, they still got some issues. Chase Brown dropped the ball coming across the middle. That damn near could have been a touchdown.
Yep, he dropped a couple passes.
Yeah, 2. But he's still a player. I mean, he still does stuff. I mean, they're funny story. I might as well go ahead and tell the story. So, totally pissed after the interception, ran back for a touchdown. So I changed the channel. I didn't even watch it.
Oh, you didn't see all that.
I didn't see none of the end of it. And matter of fact, I stayed away from everything. Didn't know until the next morning as I'm driving to work.
Really?
And I'm listening to the podcast and I'm going,
Huh.
So I got to work and I watched the highlights and I'm like, well, same outcome, right? But they sure did make it interesting. Of course, I did go back and watch everything from that 2-minute mark or whatever. If they would have come back and won, I would have been one mad SOB for sure that I missed that. But all I missed was piss poor tackling and just a horrendous defense. As far as the offense goes, I mean, they're playing. I mean, my God, 38 points and 42 points, and you still lose a damn football game.
Yep.
And they left points on the field.
Yep.
I mean, could have easily probably scored in the mid-50s. Which is kind of tells you a little bit about the Bears defense. But,
Bears defense is not good.
No,
Neither
so
does the Jets.
but they still have weapons. The offense is more than functional. They should be 5-6. Instead, they're not. Instead, they're out of the whole effing thing, and that's where I'm gonna leave it.
You mean 5-4? But yes, 5-4.
5-4.
Which is where they usually end up at the bye. So, for argument's sake, let's say they did win them. They're 5-4. People start getting a little bit happy, but 5-4 is not good, right? 5-4 wasn't good last year. It wasn't good the year before, and it wasn't good the year before, and that's what they always end up. So, that's a reflection on the head coach, certainly. But defensively, just unbelievable. They're getting no pass rush, and they just look like, I've seen some other analogies, but to me they look like I was traveling again for work this week, so we kind of missed the game where we would have been there. It's been a tough 3 out of 4 week stretch of me traveling, but you look at that game, like I was talking to some people there about did your daughter play soccer and all that. I said, yeah, unfortunately she did. I hate the sport, no offense if you like it, but it's like watching Pee Wee soccer where the ball goes over here and the whole team runs over there. So there's nobody to pass it to. On defense, that's how they play. Like it's like it's unbelievable. And the touchdown to what was it? What's his name? Loveland, the former Michigan tight end. He's going to be a good player. But that touchdown looked just like the Fireman touchdown, except you missed an easy tackle, right? The Jordan Battle tackle in that situation looked just like the Jordan Battle tackle versus Jaden Daniels in the preseason, right?
Leads the league in missed tackles.
He's awful. Yeah, he's awful. At times, I think he does a good job when he's closer to the line of scrimmage, right? In terms of like run game up against the line of scrimmage, I don't think he's horrible. You get him down the field with there's space, I'd cut his ass. I would have cut him. And I'm serious, I'd cut him right now. You can like it or you not like it. You want to send a message to your team, you dilly-dally around because Zach's we'll keep it clean. I'll say soft. You know where I'm going with that. That's what he is. I would have cut his ass the next day. And to me, it was just ridiculous. That's just a lack of effort. That's not you're not good enough. He just barely touched him. I wouldn't have went down on that. I don't know anybody that would. I mean, it's just a horrible, horrible coach team across the board. They're just so soft. And that goes down from leadership taking the reflection of their coach, in my opinion. It's tough. I don't know. I don't know. If you had a rookie quarterback and you're trying to build, and this is 2021, maybe you take something out of that. But this is the same old thing over and over and over. Eventually, ownership's got to wake up, which we'll talk about, and say, this is a pattern, right? Happens once, twice, it's a pattern. It happens every year. It's a Zach coach team. Soft, 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 soft. And that's what they do. It's just a miserable effort across the board. And then Chase Brown spoke out. And, is he right? Yeah. Has he earned a voice? Hell no. You catch the damn passes and you probably win the game, boy. Shut the hell up, right? Again, they talk culture, culture, culture. They brought in all this new blood. And the culture's not there. So in reality, when they had a good culture, it was made by their veterans. The Hubbards, the Bells, the Bates, the Pratts, the Wilson. They're gone. Where's that culture at now? You got people spouting off, missing tackles, no accountability, sloppy, sloppy play. Would you cut Battle?
I wouldn't cut him.
That's in his ass pack.
You just don't play him. I mean, you can still send the same message. But it kind of tells you what they think of the other draft picks and other people that they've drafted in the past, like Tyson Anderson, those guys, because it's like, if you're telling me that those guys aren't at least comparable or better than the crap you've got on the field, that tells you right there that it's more than just these first, second, third. You can't pick anything. Like everything you're doing is wrong. Now, I will say they may have hit on Jalen Rivers and Fairchild. That they're not playing awful. But my God, how many chances have they had to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, even a squirrel can find. I've said it before. And I wouldn't have cut him. I look at things a little different than that than you do. I mean, but regardless, I mean, it's awful. I mean, there's nothing they can do. They're not going to get any better, especially this year. It's just bad. It's horrendous.
Yep.
It's pathetic.
Yeah, I watched the game right here, BTD Studios, with Uncle Terry and Cousin Justin. And as Cousin Justin said, and I completely agree, cut him. What do you got to lose? You send a message. You don't think you can find someone better on the street? There's guys out there on the practice squad of other teams or are not even playing that are better than Jordan Battle. Period. That's not even an argument, right? You could go get somebody off the street today that's just as good as he is. Fact. and they didn't make a move at safety. You know, we're gonna get to the trade deadline here in a second, but just a horribly managed team, right? So, you know, again, the people that are taking up, you know, just defending Duke and/or Zach and blaming ownership. My biggest complaint with ownership is not all the things they complain about. I didn't summarize that real well last week, Stevie Boy. My complaint isn't the other stuff that they have with the ownership. My biggest complaint with ownership is Duke and Zach. You get the difference? That's my biggest complaint with them, and that is the biggest complaint. Like we said, they're not getting traction anywhere else. Let's talk about the trade deadline recap. Once you go grab the beers, we'll do the beers first. Buddy boy, what do you think of that?
Good.
I am smoking a Perdomo again, 20th anniversary. Having a little problems with my electric humidor, so been a little dry. I got it somewhat fixed, I think. Put some Boveda, whatever they are, moisturizing things in there, so getting the air a little better. So good stogie, good stick. Drank a little bit traveling. Drank some Stellas and Coronas last night. Show them what we got here. I've never tried this one. Oh, it's an IPA.
Yep. So I wanted to do some things that I got this at Jungle Gems. It is Grains Works Brewing Company Burr Cold IPA.
Burr.
Burr.
It's not burr out here today. It feels good.
Feels pretty
Right,
good. All right,
3,
ready?
2, 1. It's not bad. Just that
Smooth.
that IPA aftertaste.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, I could drink this one and have no problem with it. But when you get to second and third beers of an IPA, it's not bad. What do you got on?
I'll give it a 0.25 out of 5.
0.25. He is a cool as ice. He is cool as ice under pressure with an easy swagger and a fashion sense as crisp as the weather on a playoff Sunday. It's not bad. It's not bad beer. Surprised that, you know, it's got Joe Burr on the front of it. I'll give it a 2.5 as well, I guess. Which is big for me, given that's an IPA, because that's typically not my
I said a 0.25.
A 0.25. I'm not going that low. I'll give it a
I went a 0.25.
2.5. It's not
So is zero's a number?
Yeah, it is.
You
hate it, don't you? You hate that beer.
Yeah, I don't care for it.
I don't understand how you do this.
I'm
Like,
gonna drink it.
Of course you are. But you drink it and you'll be like, it's not too bad. It's kind of smooth. 0.25. That doesn't really. Your description of what you're tasting it, and then there you go. Now it looks more realistic. So, yeah, it's a different beer. You know, there's a lot of people out there love IPAs. I don't meet too many people that do, but you hear about it all the time. Everybody I work with, mostly and travel with, they don't like IPAs either in the past or now. So, trade deadline recap. We'll start with the Bengals, and we'll talk about the rest of the NFL. So you can look at it a couple ways. You know, Logan Wilson wanted out. They got him out. Is he as good or better than the linebackers they currently have? Absolutely. He certainly is. So you say, you know, you can look at it, well, we got a 7th-round pick out of this. Big whoopee, which I agree with that part. But I think it's really about the cap savings. And people aren't looking at that. They're just criticizing for a 7th-round pick. Do I think a better negotiator we got more than 7th? I absolutely do. That's the Duke Tobin. I would have fired his ass on Monday. See ya. There's rumors there whether he is getting canned this week. I would have fired his ass. But the problem is there's nobody in the building that's a football mind. Typically when you fire a GM, there's someone in there, higher up, that can say, okay, here's what we're going to do. They're not there. He doesn't have the title, but he's it.
He's it.
By all intents and purposes, he's the VP of personnel, not just a GM, because there's nobody above him.
Yep.
Direct line from him to Katie or whoever you want to say. That's the problem, right?
Yep.
That buffer has to be filled. They probably won't do it. They should. I would have fired his ass, put somebody else in charge. Maybe got a 5th or 6th round. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it does, but at the end of the day, here's what I do think. We'll talk about the Cowboys' other additions in a second, but with their other additions, I think Logan's going to play pretty well for them. Your thoughts?
Should. Williams will definitely help, excuse me, clog up the middle. Should free up Logan a good bit. Logan just wasn't good in coverage. Like, his coverage skills used to be, I mean, he used to get 4 to 6 interceptions a year.
He was really good.
And he just, his coverage, I don't know if it was his scheme or what they were asking him to do. Yeah, you know,
I think he just lost a little step.
Yeah, and that too. I mean, he's been hurt. But, we don't think about, like, these guys get pointed out on film day, right? Like, they're like, so if they don't do what they're told to do day after day after day, they're going to get told in the film room exactly the same thing. So I think a lot of times these guys, they really overthink it instead of just playing and trying to play fast, right? They just don't play, and I think that's where Logan was. Where I think this, he may even lost a little bit more than a step. To be honest with you, he just looked out of sorts. He looked slow. But I mean, you get him going downhill. You keep offensive linemen off of him. Maybe he can help another crappy defense. Be top 25 instead of bottom of the league.
Yeah, the Cowboys defense, we'll talk about their trades now. So they traded not only for Logan Wilson, but as you mentioned, Quentin Williams. And really, their defense was pretty bad if you watched the Arizona game. Really bad. Bengals, that's not that bad, certainly. But on the edge with Donovan Zeriku, we like coming out. Really liked him. Clowney can still play at times, right? Now you got Kenny Clark, who you got in the trade for Micah Parsons, along with draft picks, and Quentin Williams. And now all of a sudden, I tell you, they might make a run because their offense is good enough. That defense is going to look a whole lot different with him there. Williams and Clark are going to tie up the middle, so they're not going to get to him second level. And, Kenneth Murray's a pretty solid linebacker, right? So if he pairs along with Kenneth Murray, if they get, what's-his-face back, I don't know how bad Diggs is hurt, do you?
I think he's going to be coming back. Yeah. I don't know how bad he's hurt, but I think.
So you start factoring that in. Dallas, that defense doesn't have to be really good with the way their offense was playing before last week. So you got to give Jerry Jones and them credit, right? I don't know that I understand the strategy. I'm sure I didn't look it up, at the Green Bay pick, I assume, in that trade for.
I think everything they gave up is the Green Bay pick.
So that makes sense, right? So you still got your first rounder. But who would you rather have, Quentin Williams or Parsons? I'd rather have Parsons, but the money's not. Quentin Williams is no joke, right?
But they're in the same boat as, well, why in the hell didn't you do this in the offseason? Because they did nothing.
I know, yeah.
The Bengals did nothing. So it's like, okay, so let's lose 6 games, let's lose 5 games, before we feel the urge to go out and get some, players that can come here and help us. It's mismanagement.
Absolutely.
And it's people who think they know who they have, and they have no idea what players they have in their building. They have no clue, and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and there's your rich owner that everybody says they want. There he is, Jerry Jones, on full display, interfering, running it. He's not interfering; he is running it, right? So, I think I'd play devil's advocate. I don't necessarily believe this is true, but maybe he looked. They didn't think their offense would be that good. Let Schottenheimer figure it out. It's really good, right? Really good. And Pickens helped him, right? I think they stole Pickens. I mean, he's a bonehead, but that was a steal. So you never know, man. That's 3 pretty good pieces. Lost the big one in Parsons. Not counting Logan. He's a nice addition. So we'll see there. How about the Indianapolis Colts? That was a shocker. I think they gave up too much.
I think they did too.
But I'd rather my team give up too much trying to win a bleeping championship than sit around on their ass for 5 years, like the Bengals have. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, me too.
Yep. You look what the Rams
I'm time
did.
for that. We haven't seen it yet in the 60 effing years that let's act like we want to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Let's act like it. We're not even acting like it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to go out and make moves and they backfire, but they're not even. They just don't know how to do it.
They don't do anything. They just lay back and hope for the best. We talked about this last year before. Talked about it before the draft. I said it. People disagree with me, but they said it in their own words. We're just going to try to hang around with Burrow and try to knock the door down at some point. You got a championship level quarterback. You're not trying to knock a damn door down. You got a gift. Take advantage of the gift, and they have not taken advantage of the gift. They've done nothing worthwhile since they went to the Super Bowl, right? You can make an argument they did before that, but since they went to the Super Bowl, nothing worthwhile, right? Nothing. They already had T, they already had Chase, they already had Trey, and they already had Burrow. Instead of making the team better, they made the team worse.
Yep.
That's hard to do.
And the thing of it is, I think they thought they was actually trying. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like they was out here just making picks to make picks. They think that they thought they were doing what was best for the team, and that's what's bad, because unless there's a change, there's nothing going to change. This is the way it is. This is the way it's going to be, and we're going to run this window, and maybe even the 30-year-old window of Joe Burrow, because if it hasn't changed in the last 60 freaking years. It sure as hell ain't going to change now.
Yep, we rely on, or we hope. We don't rely. We're trying to hope that Burrow and Chase, Jamar, will change that, and they very well might. I think they very well might. But that's the only reason they'll change, because otherwise they're just going to stay pat and be happy with, maybe get 10 wins, maybe get 11 wins. Like they've had 1 year. Forget the playoffs, okay? Forget the playoffs. They've had 1 year that I thought, you know what, this is a really good team record-wise. 1 year in a Burrow career. Mm-hmm. If you had, I don't like McCarthy that well. If he's coaching that team, they're winning 13, 14 games. Who knows what they do in the playoffs? He's got a up and down record. What do you do at Dallas? 12-4.
I still think with Duke running the show, though, and if he's still drafting the same people, I don't care who's coaching that defense. They're pathetic.
Well, he would do one thing with the team. He would create accountability on there so they'd be better, I think. But he wouldn't listen to a Duke Tobin. He's got balls.
That's why he would never be the coach of the
Cincinnati
Bengals.
He's got balls, right?
You know what I mean?
So he would be like, this sucks. He'd go into management and say, this guy doesn't know what the bleep he's doing. Let's get his ass out of here, right?
They want a yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
Yep.
That's what
they want. Yes, man. That's why Belichick's in college. Kraft took the same persona. People forget about Robert Kraft, right? He's the easiest example to do. Bill Parcells was there, 95, 96, whatever that was. And Parcells is already rumored out the door while they're going to the Super Bowl. Not good. Whoever's fault that is, you can point fingers either way. They were getting ready to play the Green Bay Packers. They lost to the Packers. Still in it. Getting ready to go to the Super Bowl, and everybody's talking on their reports are, if you go watch the old videos, he's leaving. And the reason is, if you're going to ask me to cook dinner, at least let me buy the groceries, right? And what happened there was that the franchise went in the tank. People forget this. Mm. And Kraft was fully involved. Sound familiar? Son, fully involved. They crash. The difference is he was smart enough to realize he made a big mistake. He gets Belichick in. He's still got his nose in there. And guess what he was? See if this sounds familiar. Drew Bledsoe's like family to me. Then, does that sound familiar? Mm-hmm. What's Duke Tobin like to him? Family. See, they get too involved. Like, that's a bad look. The owner, you don't know what they signed him this big, and people forget what about the balls that Belichick had. Sorry for using it again, to bench him. Kraft didn't want that. People got it. They're rewriting the history. Most coaches wouldn't even took that chance on Brady and because he loses in, he might never got another job. So he put his neck on the line because he believed in Brady. I don't know any coach that would really do that. They'll rewrite it. They win. Brady starts to leave. Who gets involved in the game? Kraft and his son. What happens? They hire Mayo. They're owning him. Falls to pieces. But again, he woke up. You got to give him credit. He's an idiot for doing it. He wakes up. The only way he's getting Vrabel is what? Get the hell out of the way. Did you hear what Vrabel said earlier in the year? There's too many leaks in this building. Too many people talking. Boom. He shut it down. Zach cares about doing that. Right. No. And what's their record? He's in charge. They can call Elliott Wolf the GM. They can call whoever they want to. The man in charge in New England is former Ohio State Buckeye Mike Vrabel. The man in charge in Denver is Sean Payton. What are they doing, right? That's what the Bengals need. I doubt they'd go that route even if they do make moves because they want somebody, they want warm and fuzzy, cuddly, let's all get along. And by and large, that's not what wins championships. Accountability does. And it's not, we had this discussion at work, consistent positive feedback, somebody said, and me and my boss don't want to talk work here. It's not consistent positive feedback. It's consistent, transparent reality feedback, right? You don't want positive feedback. What is it down there? Every time Zach's on the mic, what is it? I believe in my guys. I believe in my guys. Now it's changing a little bit because he's trying to save himself. With that said, I would have traded Trey Hendrickson. It's stupid not to.
It is stupid.
They could have got a second rounder out of him. They were demanding a first, suppose. We don't know the truth, but that's the reports.
Yeah.
I can't believe the Niners wouldn't have gave a second round for him, given the situation they're in.
Yeah.
He's not coming back, fools.
The only thing is if they've already got in their mind they're going to franchise tag him. That's the only.
But you're not going to get it first. Nobody's going to give it next year. They're not going to sign him too, and you're not going to pay him that much.
Well, if they franchise tag him, it's just a franchise tag.
No, I'm saying that I think they're going to franchise him and trade him on that.
Oh, I don't think they think that at all.
I do. I don't think they want to pay him. And if you are paying him $37 million, you're foolish.
Well, it's not quite that because of, I think it's like 30 33 or 34 is what they'll pay him next year.
I don't think so because the escalator. If you read about it, it's like 36. That's what they said for the season. He'll get franchised at like 36 or 37, and that's big money.
I'll have to read up on that.
That's big money. Either way, it's big money if it's 33, 37, right? I mean, they got the cap space, but you see him starting to get banged up, you know. And I'm not knocking Trey. He plays his ass off. You cannot criticize him on the field. I mean, you could say he doesn't play the run real well, but it's not a lack of effort, right? Ever. He plays his ass off.
He does.
And you need that. So I just think they mishandled that across the board. Just a horrible look for him. Horrible look. So we talk about the Colts real quick. Sauce Gardner, they're going for it. They obviously believe in Daniel Jones to give up the first picks because, you know.
They're not going for a quarterback. Then.
No. He's playing well. He didn't play well Sunday. I watched a decent amount of that game. Flipping back and forth was pretty ugly. Sauce Gardner, your thoughts on that? And I would have to believe Lou called about Trey, or Colts did. You know, supposedly it was just Dallas and San Francisco. Who knows? Your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's a blockbuster. Nobody's seen it coming.
No.
I mean, he does add a different, you know, if he travels with whoever, I mean, he's a lockdown. He's big. He's fast. If he stays healthy, I wonder how quick that concussion protocol will go this week.
Yeah, probably look a lot different.
Probably look a lot different. So, I mean, honestly, we said it earlier. I think it's an overpay, but if you're going for it, then go for it, man.
Sometimes you have to overpay.
You know what I mean?
And like we talked
especially
about,
this year, right?
Yeah. And if they pick where we think they're going to pick, this year for sure, who knows the next year, they're going to be, unless they fall apart, the pick's going to be 27, 28.
Right.
You know, maybe worse than that. So what are you're really essentially a second round pick. So I commend him, right? I think, you know, Ballard's had his hits and misses there. But, you know, the signing of Daniel Jones, you know, Jonathan Taylor's a beast. They got some weapons, man. And
they do.
Know, when he was, and we're all human here, and they're human too. That's the factor. You know, you go in, you're Sauce Gardner. They're professionals, and I agree this shouldn't happen. You're Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams. You're going into that shit show every week. You're a horrible team. You got one win, fluky win we were at. I mean, it's hard to be motivated and play. I don't care who you are. You should be. You're getting paid a lot. I get it. But he's going to be a different player. And Logan will be a different player in Dallas.
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah. And so, the Colts, you know, they're the clearly the best team in that division if Daniel Jones stays healthy. A lot of weapons there. And the guy we wanted bad, two guys we really wanted bad in Cincinnati. I know you need help on defense and what it would have been, you know, Bowers. He's the best tight end in the league. I don't care what anyone says right now. That guy is the best. You saw what he came back. I mean, gosh. And then, you know, Warren's playing really well, too.
Warren's a good player.
Yeah, he's a good player. So, yeah, it was an interesting bye week. You know, the Chargers traded for Penning, but all it's out now. You know, I don't like Harbaugh at all, and I joked around that it's, you know, cheating karma from Michigan. But that team, we had a discussion here that, you know, some people, they thought that the Chiefs would win Buffalo, and I get it. Most people did. I picked the Bills and bet on it. I just don't think the Chiefs are that good. Everybody jumped on them, but they're killing the Raiders.
Yeah.
You know, and without Bowers, right? And so I think the Chargers are a better team than the Chiefs, but not without both tackles.
Right.
You know? And Denver's probably just as good. They're not. You watch them, you don't think they're good, but they're winning, right? It's just but that division's better, and the Chiefs are 5-3 right now. I mean, they could still make a run. There's no doubt about it. I don't think there's any great teams, but the other rumor out there, and it didn't happen, was the Bills looking at Olave. Mm-hmm. If they pulled the trigger on that one, that might have been it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the Saints just didn't want to be a part of it or what. Saints now going with they probably want to evaluate that quarterback he's starting now, the Louisville kids. So crazy. So here we are, bye week state of the Bengals. We're going to talk about it in the AFC North. You going to finish that beer or are you just going to, I'm going to drink it. Are you going to drink yours?
Yeah, I'm still drinking it.
Yeah.
I'm about half.
Yeah, I'm about to say. It's all right. It's not great. So bye week state of the Bengals. Rumors flowing. I don't know what's true, what's not true. It appears, you know, if they want, I would have fired Zach. I'd have put maybe the offensive lineman in charge and let Pitcher see what he could do without it as a coordinator. But they're not going to do that, I don't think. I don't see that happening. But I do think there's a chance Duke gets canned now, and I think it's a smart move. I would have done it before the deadline. Start thinking about who you want. Get a leg up, right? There's a few teams that are going to do that. Get a leg up, see where they're at. You know, interim coaches, interim this, interim that, and try to figure out and get a jump start on Black Monday, right? Especially on the GM side. Do you think Duke will get fired, or what are your thoughts on all the rumors?
0% he gets fired.
Really? You're not
0%.
buying it, huh?
Not buying it.
Huh.
It's all smoke. I don't know who's starting it, but they're idiots. He's not getting fired. This team is too patient. They lack aggressiveness. It's pretty much what I said earlier. Like if you're going to do something, you do it. And they're not the team to just do it. They're going to set back. They're going to see how the season finishes, and even regardless, I don't think it's going to happen then. They're a organizational type team, family type team. So there's no one else there. You said it earlier. There's no one else there to do it. So they're going to have to hire someone within, right? Or I'm sorry, away, and bring them in. And I just don't think that Mike, Katie, and whoever the hell is doing who knows what, because we really don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows who's making calls. Nobody knows anything, because there's just the direction and the functionality of this organization is so damn it's so damn dumb. And that's what it is. It's dumb. And I don't know what else to say other than they're piss poor right now, and they need to step up and do something, because in my mind, I'm 2026. I'm over it.
I get it.
I can't take it. I'm fed up with it.
I'm gonna watch.
I'm gonna watch. We'll come here and talk about how effing pathetic they are, and we'll roll with it. But but for an offense, and so for me, let me get on my rant.
Do it.
So for me, the most aggravating thing about this is Zach Taylor has put up monstrous numbers with pretty much 3 or 4 different quarterbacks, right? Three for sure. So then you go and you put this defense together that can't stop anybody.
No joke.
Okay, so who's putting this defense together? But yet your coach, who is making the calls, who's trying to coach the game, who he does understand his personnel. He wants to get the ball to the guys he's supposed to get the ball to. But who wouldn't? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. But for them to go out and to get Flacco, and for him to come in and do what he's doing now, this is what aggravates me, because it kind of goes into that whole, okay, you're going to win that 6, 7, 8 games, which it's very possible they could win 8 games. Do I think they're going to? I don't, but it's possible. If they do, that just breathes new life into
Fake
life
life.
that isn't there.
Yeah,
it's not there. It's fake. It's not going to happen. So as much as I've said before, and I'm still 50-50 on Zach, because his offenses put up points and put up yards and do the necessary things on a consistent basis. Now, is there bad play calls? Yes. Is there? But every team goes through this. I watch other games, and I'm like, well, that was dumb. What was they do? What the hell did they do that for? I say it in every game. So it happens across the board. All these 4th down calls, like going forward on their own. I can't remember who I was watching the other day. It was like they're on their own 37. Oh, it was the Colts, and it was like they was on their own 32-yard line, and they went for it. They got it, but they ended up having to punt anyway. So I'm like, okay, what did that really, So I guess my point is, as I'm rambling, is all this stuff that's going on right now is super fake. And the organization always looks at how things get better. Well, they'll look at this and be like, well, we did this or we did that. They really come together and always bullshit. And that's not it, because it's all bullshit. It's not coming together. It's not going to come together. You got to hit reset. And there probably needs to be 8 to 9 new starters on that defense next year. Plain and simple.
Agreed.
There's 8 or 9. DJ Turner may be something actually you might be able to build around.
He's played all right.
You know what I mean? And he may get better as the season. Right now, knocking balls down. Yeah, they don't even throw at him. Why would you when you can go down the middle of the field and hit guys wide open, or hit backs coming out of the backfield? There ain't nobody within 10 yards of them. It's just it's pathetic. I had some stats up. I know they're 31st or 32nd overall, 29th against the pass, and 32nd against the run. I mean, it's just it's awful. It's embarrassing. But guess what? Look what I'm still wearing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I've been doing it. I've lived through the 90s. I know what the 90s are about. I've been at the lows of low. I've been the Achilles Smiths. I've been in all these other goofballs that's been out behind these atrocious offensive lines. I've been there. These defensive tackles that Dan Wilkinson and Odell Thurman and you name it. I've seen it. And I've seen the crap and everything that they've put on the field that they continually just say, hey, this is what, look, we got this. No, you ain't effing got it. You ain't got nothing. All you got's a bunch of crap, and you got us out here supporting you and throwing all this damn money in your face, and you ain't doing nothing about it. Put something on the field that's going to do something. Make us proud to be a Cincinnati Bengals fan. All right, I'm done.
All right, I agree with you. It's the thing about Zach in the past he would get on offense. He's the head coach. If he's an offensive coordinator, he's Ben Johnson or whatever, I give him a pass. But he's not. He's the guy that's, we can say what we want. I guarantee it. And he's not the only one. He's got to say in the draft room. Right? And you can't read too much about the clapping, but he's all excited. He comes out, I'm glad we got Zach Carter, right? I'm so happy with Zach. And the guy's not, is he even in the league? And he's not the only one. There's a bunch of them. We'll do that in another show. But there's a bunch of them that he's all excited about as well. But he's the coaches that win demand accountability across the board. It's not we, them, we, they, or whatever. It's us. So he should be down there chewing some ass on deep. He's never going to do it. He just doesn't have any fire in him. I mean, you're not wrong. I agree with everything you say. I think that, you know, it's been a mirage. When they won a bunch last year at the end, we said it was a mirage. I wanted them gone then. I mean, you can only, a reasonable organization would only give them so much time. But you're right. They haven't been a reasonable organization. They're 16th in the league in points a game right now.
Offensively.
Yeah. They're 32nd, of course. 33 points a game. You can't compare. So people are saying this is the worst defense in the history of the Bengals. And it may very well be.
I think
but that points per game is misleading because there were teams that were ranked 32nd and 31 2 or 3 years in a row. They gave up 27 or 28, but then you were allowed to play defense. The overall, what you're measuring against that benchmark is way
relative.
down.
It's all relative.
Definitely relative because everybody
didn't
score that
and
much.
Everything else.
But 33 points a game, even in this league, is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I'll say this: this is not hard, and I've argued this with many people I know that are in the NFL or associated with it. It's not hard. It's hard to be consistent, and it's hard to get the quarterback. Once you get that, it's not hard. And especially when you got Jamar and T. It's not that hard. All you have to do, and I promise you this would work, they won't do it. If whatever this season ends, whatever day, let me get it here real quick. I want to go on this real quick. So Monday, January 5th, 2026, which seems like a long time away. It's not. We're moving right along. I got the Christmas tree up out here. Yeah. You might be able to see it.
You see.
So you think about that. I'm not saying, part of this I am saying they should do, they won't. If they went and hired John Dorsey from the Detroit Lions and installed him as GM and said, hey, we'd like you to run some stuff by us, anything controversial, but this is your show. Make him hire a cap guy, which he'd probably do now. I think he learned his lesson. He gets a cap guy. They got so much cap room. You don't really need a cap guy. But for argument's sake, you hire John Dorsey. For reference, he's the former general manager of the Cleveland Browns. He's the former general manager of Kansas City Chiefs. Well, the Browns suck. They didn't when he was there. They fired him real quick a bad year.
That was the Ward and all that one.
He drafted Baker Mayfield. He drafted Denzel Ward. He drafted Nick Chubb, players. Traded for Wyatt Teller, cheaply. Probably the best guard. He was the best right guard in the league for years in Cleveland. Kept Antonio, which other people said he shouldn't do. He drafted, you ever heard of this guy, Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Travis Kelce? You know who he is?
Yeah.
How about Chris Jones? You know who that is?
Him
you know who is?
Yeah.
So, has Detroit ever won in your lifetime? Just a year or two, right?
Yeah.
He's gotten there. He's part of it.
Yeah.
Have they won since he got there?
Yes.
Yeah. He's out there. But he's not a yes man. And he's not going to bow down to you, Mike Brown, Katie. He's not going to do it. That's not who he is. He's old school. Guess who he drafted who he traded for when they were in Green Bay there? You heard of Brett Favre? You heard of that guy? How about Aaron Rodgers? You know who that guy is?
Yeah.
Is that a pretty good resume?
Pretty good resume.
But he's not a yes man.
Yeah.
So in today's NFL, I'd hire him. I'm going to say his ass. I'd hire him then, and he's probably going to go McCarthy. I don't know if they have a relationship, but I think they do. The Green Bay ties there. And now all of a sudden, you're a professional organization. That's how easy it is. And it's not crazy money. McCarthy's going to get a job this year. And he should. And the same people say, oh, I wouldn't want Mike McCarthy. Do you like Mike Tomlin? Mike Tomlin's a hell of a coach. Look at McCarthy's record over the last 10 years. And then look at Tomlin. Who's better? Slight advantage McCarthy. Titles. 12-4, 12-4, 12-4, whatever it was. With Jerry Jones interfering. The man can coach.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't be my choice, but he's the safest choice.
Yeah.
There's some young guys out there I like, but there's risk there, right? Ben Johnson for the Bears was a risk. I love the hire, but it's a risk. It's paying off.
It is.
But it's a risk. Mike McCarthy's not a risk. There's absolutely no red flags, no risk, and the same with Dorsey. You put those two down there on the river, January 5th or whatever I said, everything's different. Everything's different.
I agree.
And he's an offensive mind.
Yeah,
He would
I
work.
agree.
He'd hire a real offensive coordinator. You know, a big part of being a great head coach.
He's a defensive coordinator. And
You
defense.
listen to this. Belichick, certainly. Parcells, certainly. Bill Walsh, maybe even more so, knew how to evaluate assistant coaches. They knew how to evaluate them. Not that they're going to be head coaches, that they're going to be good at the job they're doing. Shanahan with Salah. They know who to hire. Does Zach Taylor know who to hire? Hell no.
Doesn't look like it.
He doesn't. That's his job. Tobin's not doing that. Tobin is not the one hiring. He is. Does it look like he knows what he's doing? Ever. Absolutely not. You look at Holmgren as an offensive coordinator. What's his face? Mariucci. On and on and on and on. Success, success, success. Defensive side too. Success, success, success. When Belichick was with the Browns, they called them the Slappies. Look at all of them. Oh my gosh. They all went somewhere. Right? Whether it's successful or not, GMs, whatever. That's what matters as a coach too. He shouldn't get a pass on that.
Yeah.
Far from it.
No.
Far from it.
No. He's not with me.
He's not with me. And I think that gets, well, look at his offense. He is the head football coach. He's responsible for everyone on that staff. I don't fault him for Callahan not succeeding in Tennessee. But there's all kinds of offensive coordinators that are going to get jobs if all you do is evaluating with Burrow, right? Same with Kansas City with Mahomes. Andy Reid's the man there. Now, you can say, did Andy Reid win a Super Bowl without Mahomes? Andy Reid was in the playoffs every bleeping year, right? Every year. He took over Chiefs team that's horrible. Him and Dorsey. Dorsey was there. 1 year. Bam! Right back in the thick of things. And we're in the thick of things with Alex Smith. Not a horrible quarterback by any means, but certainly not a star. That's what I think would be with McCarthy and Dorsey, but you have Burrow. But you have Jamar. But you have T. The accountability, they'd be a professional organization. They're not. Look how sloppy they are. Look what they are in week 1 every year. Look what they are the first 8 games every year. That would not happen with these guys. And if it is, they're going to choose some ass, right?
Yeah.
They're going to move some guys. The trade deadline.
And it'd be nice. God.
If they were really in it, which we didn't think they were, so I didn't want them to trade. I'm not saying that. But last year, let's go back to last year. At the trade deadline, and they were really in it. If a guy like Dorsey's in charge, people are mad because he's giving up draft picks. You know what he's doing? He's going for the grand trophy, right? He's going for it. That's what you want, right? That's what you want. So, again, I said it the last time, continuity for the sake of continuity is lunacy, right? And you're probably right. I hope you're not. But if you had to bet on it, I'm going with you on that because they've never done anything before. History tells you what they are. But it's time to get them out of the way.
It is.
Get guys like I just mentioned in there, and let's go win one. You with me?
I'm with
You're
you
with me.
100%.
I would take McCarthy and Dorsey. I'd pay money.
I'd really
I
love
am paying money.
I would really love to have Dorsey. Coach-wise, I would like to have someone with a little bit more hard-nosed that made players be more accountable.
I agree.
I would like that. Maybe not to the, not like crazy, not like a screaming Parcells or whatever. But somebody that will just come in and take charge and not that Zach doesn't say, "Hey, it's on me, it's on me." I've heard him say it multiple times.
It's words, right?
But it's words. He's just saying it because he's asked the question, and
It took him a long time to get to that, though.
yeah.
And you think
It's
of, like,
pathetic.
I'm not saying this at all, but you think of a guy, he has a relationship with him in Kansas City ties, and he's a little older. I wouldn't go this route. But if you hired Dorsey, like we just mentioned, you bring in Steve Spagnuolo.
Sure. Spags.
He knows who to hire. He put a good offensive coordinator in. Maybe he keeps Dan.
Mm.
But on defense, you think they look different? I guarantee you they look different.
I think a head coach that's a defensive mind and a defensive coordinator, and then just let Pitch or someone else call plays or get a totally new offense in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Why not? I mean, bust it up, push the freaking button, and let's go. Let's have something to be excited for in 26, and I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, but it's just like it's like that first week or that first month before the season, right? Like every team is in it. Well, right now, technically, we can say, well, we hope this happens. As the weeks go by and the months go by, and we see what they don't do, then we're going to come to the realization it's going to be the same shit next year as what we're dealing with this year.
I hope not, because you know the old saying, "Fortune favors the bold," right? They're never bold. They're never bold.
No.
You know, you don't risk it, you don't get the biscuit, or what that stupid saying. It's true though. Like that doesn't mean you're haphazardly or you're not responsible. We're not asking to go trade Herschel Walker 14 picks or whatever, but it's not that hard, man. I'm telling you. Like I honestly, you put a McCarthy, you put Spags for a better example. Spags and a John Dorsey in there, they're so much better next year. The whole thing changes. There's going to be a lot of guys hit the road. I guarantee you that. Spags comes in there, a lot of guys are hitting the road. McCarthy, too. A lot of guys are gone. And that's okay, right? That's okay. So we'll go on. But a lot of people I know that are not renewing season tickets. I just spent $1,400 on the first payment a day ago. That's a lot of money, brother. That's a lot of money for a team that's just not showing me they want to win. So who's the fool here? Me, I guess. But we like going. We'll have fun with it. We're going to stick. Well, I don't know if we'll have fun with it. We'll have some sort of fun with it. It won't be the fun we want to have. The fun we want to have. I mean, the show's going to be great even if they don't make changes a high pick. We're going to cover the draft. We'll do it with enthusiasm and vigor and all that. That is fun. But it's more fun to be winning and talking about playoff games, home playoff games, be there for the playoffs.
Schedule, what's coming up.
Absolutely.
All that, yeah. I mean, and
it's, and you look at it, you think like, we predicted, we thought, by now, I thought they'd have a ring or two for sure in his career. And I also thought, there'd be some home AFC championship games. They haven't even touched that because they're so bad early in the season, right? It's embarrassing. But let's play the schedule game real quick, and let's be honest where we think they're at. We can go along with this. So they're at the bye week now. The bye's favored by 3. There's the old joke. But November 16th, they're back. They don't play a home game now until the 23rd against New England. Tough one. And then, Baltimore after that in December. So at Pittsburgh coming out of the bye, win or loss?
Loss.
I agree. New England, 23rd, win or loss?
Loss.
Agree. At Baltimore, Thanksgiving night. We talked about that. Playing Baltimore 2 after, but so stupid. But at Baltimore, Thanksgiving night, win or loss?
Big loss.
That might get ugly. The way they can't stop the run.
Big loss.
I know he's talking to Uncle Terry, and he thinks, well, they could score. They're going to kill him. It's going to get ugly. At Buffalo.
Loss.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We predict 5 losses. So that's 7 in a row overall. Back home against Baltimore on the 14th.
That's a loss.
Okay, so now you're looking at whatever I just said, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses in a row. What are they now, 3 and 6? So right now you're 3 and, is that right?
3 and
6, yeah. So you got 3 games left. Miami, at Miami.
That's a borderline.
We'll give them a win.
We'll say win.
But it may not be, but it could be.
Yeah.
And who knows what they're going to do. They fired their GM, right? That's Sunday Night Football. It will not be Sunday Night Football.
No.
It's scheduled for the 21st. That will not be a Sunday night game.
Guaranteed.
Final 2 games, still up in the air, I think. This has got times on it, but that's not right because they don't know yet. They play the Arizona Cardinals at home.
At home. I will give them a win on that one.
Maybe. Arizona's defense is playing pretty good. Maybe. But Arizona, they could slip back in that, honestly. They might have something to play for, wild card-wise. Let's say they win it. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. And then Cleveland at home. I don't know.
I don't know either. But either way, you're still talking, what I say, there are 3 wins.
They're going to win 5 or 6 games.
That puts them at 6 wins. That still puts them at probably what?
10
pick 12?
10,
12?
So 6 and 11's off.
So to me, it still isn't what this team's going to need because they'll screw that pick up. Because it won't.
Right now.
Yeah, it won't give it. It won't it's not a gimme. It's
No.
not a Jamar Chase.
Gimme.
It's not
Burrow,
a
gimme.
and it's not T. Higgins, first receiver available in the second round.
Nah,
So
they got lucky.
Yeah.
And, they did the right thing and give them credit. But outside of that, they've not done the right thing, really, any of them. We'll do a draft recap show here at some point. It's too early to get into all that nonsense. But the picks have been awful. So we're saying for them to get to 6 wins, that they'd have to win the last 3 in a row, and that's probably not going to happen.
Probably not gonna happen.
And I tell you, some of the stuff that's happening to Flacco, I don't think he's going to beat it.
I still think 3 wins, even if they don't win the last 3, they win 2, they're probably going to win a game they shouldn't.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? That
It's
happens
tough
every
sledding.
year.
If they were healthy with Burrow and everything's going right, that schedule's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Really tough.
It is.
New England will just come in and run the ball down their throat. And then May's going to scramble. It's going to be, and you know what Lamar's going to do to them.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, you never know. You never know in that game.
That's one of the ones that they may,
may
and they actually play pretty good up there, which is rare.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But I do think teams are figuring him out a little bit because he looked pretty bad for a while, Flacco, then he came into it. But he's playing just like he did with Cleveland, right?
Oh, sure.
And he went on a roll. But
Plenty good enough. Plenty good
Oh,
enough.
absolutely. But he's taking some hits. His shoulders banged up.
He's such a statue.
Yeah.
Like you just watch him try to take off, and guys just grab him like it's nothing.
I think
mean,
what teams are going to start coming in, which does give you the long ball, and he hits those. But if they start coming in, taking that short game away, I think they'll hit him more. He's not young. I think we're going to see Jake Brown.
It all depends how quick he gets the ball
Yeah.
out.
I like Flacco. I mean, I like what he's done. I'm not complaining about him by any means. So
I do think this. I think they need to sign him for next year.
I agree, 100%. Yeah, send Jake packing. So you got and draft a development quarterback, which I've been saying every
yeah, for
year.
sure. He'll take that 7th round pick you just got.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't got to be a 4th or 5th.
No.
Just draft one and bring one in that maybe you can.
Project, right?
Yeah.
Like the Milton kid that's at Dallas now, right? You just never know. But or the guy Detroit has, right, from Tennessee. He's a project. So we think best case they're 6-11, right? Which that'll probably get you top 10, top 10, top 12 pick. Which they've been right outside of that, and that's where they missed the Bowers, the Warren, that type of thing.
There's too much thinking.
Oh yeah,
Too much evaluation.
If there's a decision to be made that requires some football acumen, they're going to blow.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a no-brainer like Burrow and whoever else, right?
I mean, you can go down the line. Billy Price. I mean, you just go up and down. Yeah, it's just that they just make too many bad. They reach, and they reach. And I mean, come on, Drew Sample.
Oh my gosh!
If that's not one of the worst picks that we ever had, we can sit there and say, well, yeah, but he's been with the Bengals and he's a good role player. Yeah, but role players you don't get in the second round. That just tells you Zach wasn't ready then, and then he hasn't taken it by the reins and said, okay, let's go win a championship. All he's done is basically say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, I'll do whatever you say, and I'll pat my guys on the back, and we're going to still continuously lose football games, and yeah, it's bad right now for me, dude. I'm fried. It's bad.
So last year, the San Francisco 49ers picked 11th, right? And they were 6-11. So that's probably where you're talking.
Yeah.
Right in that range. So, yeah, the other side of that. So I watched this guy. I'm going to mess this up. I think it's Adam Grant. You folks in the business world, he's a guru. He's not really a motivational speaker. He kind of is, I guess, but he just levels things out. Smart guy if you read his books. I mean, he's definitely worth the read. In his opinion, there's what prevalently you're going to see when people talk about leaders. It's 2 kinds. He said you got the cheerleader and the criticizer. And he goes through the cheerleader. Eventually, they're not going to work. The criticizer, eventually, they're not going to work. They may work early on, but both fall apart. Zach's the cheerleader, for sure. So even the overboard criticizer, he said what you need, and very few leaders are, is the coach. So they got elements of both of them, but they're willing to sit down with you and teach you and make you better. He's not that. The player development on this roster,
bad.
And maybe it's picks, but maybe it's not all picks, right? We'll see what these guys do.
Which is a shame because where are they at now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, where are they at?
It's sad. So AFC North and playoff picture real quick. So the NFL standings as we speak, the Bengals are down at 3rd place right now at 3-6, minus 84 point differential. The Ravens are all the way up to 3-5 now and only -14. They turned that ship around. The Browns are only -58 at 2-6. And quite honestly, if Gabriel and Judkins and all those guys play and they stay healthy, they might be a better team than Cincinnati.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do when they play each other at the end, if it means anything. But my guess is it's going to mean something to Stefanski. They're out of it. They're out of it. So it's a 2-horse race. It's Pittsburgh, Baltimore. I think Baltimore's going to win the division, as we said weeks ago. People, look at how many, their margin for error. I agree with all that. Their schedule's better, and I think they're just a better team. I hate it. All I want for the playoffs now is Kansas City and Pittsburgh and Baltimore, those 3 teams not to win it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I'll have teams that want to win it, but nobody's going to infuriate me. As long as Philly, I don't want to win it, but I can live with it. As long as those 3 teams don't win it, that's who I'm rooting for. That's what I'm doing. Sad but true. All right, here we go. So, Stevie boy, you did not let us down, my friend.
I didn't.
You did a little bit. You did a little bit. You did a little better than I'd like for you to do. But not a whole lot better. You went 0-3-1 in college. That's pretty good. I went 1-2-1. I thought I was going 4-0. I really did. You would have got one out of that. Texas up huge. Just fell apart. Held on. Clemson was up 7 late. Gave up a touchdown at the end and lost.
Screw Clemson.
Yeah, I'm not betting on them anymore. So 1-2-1, I bet on the Buckeyes, who, I'm telling you. And we talked about it. I would never say this.
Probably your
normally.
national championship.
Hopefully. I said it. I don't know if I believe it still. Everybody else thinks, I think Ohio State would score on the Bengals.
I do too.
I really do.
There's no doubt about it.
And maybe a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, normally you'd say, well. And I usually say, come on now, college team. Bengals will move the ball on for sure. But they couldn't stop Jeremiah Smith. They couldn't stop Carnell Tate. There's no way. And they'd run the ball. I'm sad. So on the NFL side, you went 1-3. So last 4 weeks you're 1-3, 1-3, 0-4, 1-3. That,
great.
my friend, is
I
impressive.
told you.
I went 2-2. Bet on the Cowboys. That's one of those games where that's another thing. Like the way they're constructed, the Arizona Cardinals, they're a better team with Brissett under center than they are.
Yep.
It's a fact. He gets rid of the ball.
He does.
He's not dancing around there. It's not pretty with him. Harrison. I don't know. I want to do a Troy Aikman real quick. Man, he gets on my nerves. Like, the move by Harrison. It was a good move, but you would have thought it was come on. Then he's like, well, the Cowboys added. Here's him. Here's the impersonation. Not the voice was. Here's how he talks. The Cowboys, they added George Pickens. That really helped their offense this year. Like, is he concussed on the... What is wrong with him? It's like he doesn't know how to finish the sentence, and he's just like scrambling for words or something. He's awful. It's horrible. And he's probably the best on ESPN. That tells you everything. So, Survivor League, I'm still in it, boy, but I got a tough one this week. I might have to go to the Bears. That's a tough one, dude. That is a tough one. I don't know what to do there. All right, Thursday night football. TNF. It's the Raiders. Played a little better with Bowers in there at Denver. I'll look it up on here just to make sure we got the same odds because I've been traveling. I looked at them.
I got 9.5.
That's what I got, but let me double check it here just to make sure it hasn't moved. The NFL is upon us. It is 9.5. Las Vegas, almost called them LA. The Oakland, Los Angeles, Las Vegas Raiders are getting 9.5 at Denver. Your pick, my friend.
Denver Broncos.
Taking Denver. Giving.
Denver.
I'm taking the Raiders. Getting. So that's our first one there. You are 6-2, and I think I'm 6-2, right? Yeah, so we're both 6-2. So still really good record. I think that's right. Yeah, 6-2 on Thursday Night Football. No, that's not right. Sorry.
I'm 6. You might be getting
I'm a
better.
little better. Yeah. I'm 7-1. You're 6-2.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Bengals pick. We're both 6-2 picking the Bengals. We don't have to pick them this week. I would go with the bye if we were. So 6-2 is really good. 7-1 is great. So we'll see. I'm either going to be up 2 games or we're tied because there's no tying on that one. 9.5. What are your college picks, my friend?
College picks. I've got. Crap, I had it ready. I got West Virginia Mountaineers -6.5.
Oh no!
And that's versus Colorado at home.
Yeah, it's at West Virginia. It's still 6.5. It's 6.5 now. Do you still want it?
That's what I got. 6.5.
Okay, I had 6. I'll take it.
Okay.
Anyway, 6.5.
Also got BYU +10.5.
That's a big one.
That's on the road at Texas Tech.
That's a big game.
It
in
is.
that conference.
Very big game. I've also got Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Minus 9.5. That's at home versus Louisiana State University.
The former Brian Kelly-led team.
Yes. And I've also got Vandy, minus 6.5 at home versus Auburn.
It's only 6.5?
6.5.
Really? They fired you. Hugh Freeze gone. He gone. I mean, that's only 3, wasn't it?
No, I picked 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you? What were they again? Run them over. Just the pick the teams.
Mountaineers, BYU, Alabama, Vandy.
Okay, gotcha. I am going West Virginia as well. I hate that. That's a tough one. I got the Buckeyes minus 29.5, which is crazy, versus don't.
Dude.
I got TCU minus 6.5. Let me make sure these odds haven't changed since I did it. TCU 6.5. That's the same. Let me make sure that I got TCU giving it up versus Matt Campbell's Iowa State Cyclones. You know the weird thing about Iowa State? Matt Campbell gets a lot of praise. But in many, many ways, he's David Shaw of Stanford. The NFL and all these people go nuts, and he ends up losing 4 or 5 games a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It's consistently okay.
He is. I pondered Oregon at Iowa. I'm going to stay away from that one.
I did too.
I pondered North Carolina versus Stanford, which I think they'll cover that 7.5.
Staying away in North
Staying
Carolina.
on it. But I'm going UCLA. UCLA minus 1.5 versus the Corn Huskers of Nebraska. Well,
Nebraska is not very good.
Viola's out for the year.
Yeah.
That's a perfect. I want to bring this up on the show. I forgot. The elements of playing quarterback. We've talked about time and time again. Big time recruit, committed somewhere, then changed his commitment to Ohio State. He was number 1 recruit overall. His dad was a really good player. Number 1 recruit overall. He could sling it. Fancies himself as Mahomes. Decommitted from Ohio State and went to Nebraska, got more money. His dad played there, whatever. Ohio State's been way better off because of that decision. You never know, though. Him with Day, you never know what he might have done, but he's not going to play better than saying anything.
Yeah.
So it's 1st and 10 on like the 20. It might even been in the red zone. They're rolling. They're going to win the game. They're dominating the game. 1st and 10. So that means you got 2 other downs.
Yeah.
He's trying to be a playmaker back there. Holds the ball, dance around, fumbles, changes the whole game, and breaks his leg.
Yeah.
If he throws the ball away,
Yeah.
got 2 other downs, like Brady would teach him, you probably win the game and you don't have a broken leg.
Yeah.
They're all got that playmaker mindset, and a big portion of the time it doesn't pay off, right? So Nebraska, Matt Rule is supposedly staying. As we talk about Penn State, they're looking at Brian Kelly. Supposedly, if you're going to fire Franklin, why would you go with Kelly? Supposedly James Franklin looking at Vatek. What?
Yeah.
Maybe he's not. Maybe his name isn't that big. You got Urban Meyer, supposedly Penn State turned down. I don't believe that.
I don't believe
I'd hate
that
to see him at Penn State.
I
That
would
would suck. If he wants to go to LSU or back to Florida, so be it. But rumors everywhere. Lane Kiffin's everywhere. College football, we'll talk about our championship outlook in a second. But who are your NFL picks, sir?
We're doing Thursday night first, right?
That's already done. Yeah.
So I've got Indy minus 6.5 at home versus the Falcons.
I like that one.
The Ravens on the road at Minnesota. That's a tough one, but I think I like the 4.5. I've also got Seattle minus 6.5, and that's at home versus Arizona. I don't think Arizona coming to Seattle. That place is crazy to play. And then I've got this one was a tough one, but Houston's defense is pretty good, so I'm going to take the Texans minus 1.5 at home versus Jacksonville.
Okay. Is Stroud playing, or do we know? Concussion, do you know?
I don't know yet.
See, I was going to look at that game. That's a tough one.
The only thing I thought is Vegas must have knew something for them to still be favored by 1.5.
Yeah.
Because you got to figure, they say 3 points at home, so if it was at Jacksonville, it would roughly be what, 1.5 to 2 points. I'm thinking there's got to be, maybe they know something.
They might. I'm debating on one here still, but I'm going to give you the ones I have. I got the Browns minus 2.5 versus the Jets.
I like that one. But
It's tricky betting on them.
It is.
I got the Bears minus 4.5, which it moves. I just changed it to 4.5. I don't like that. They added to it, but I'll go with it anyway. This is a tough one. I got Green Bay minus 2.5 versus Philly. The Packers have played really bad. It's at Green Bay. You just lost to a scrub Carolina team. Cost me some money, mind you. I think they might bounce back at home. Philly's not played well. I think they've been outgained. I think in every game Philly has. And they got a great record.
I may have seen that.
Yeah, outgained yardage every game. And my other one, I like the Chargers -3, but man, both tackles out against Pittsburgh. Their defense is not that good.
It's at home, but I mean,
that's a tough
I don't even know if
one.
that even matters as much as it used to.
I do like Seattle a lot, the way they're playing. I like Carolina -5.5. They just don't score very much. I'm going to go. I kind of like Minnesota +4 there, the way their defense play, but kind of sloppy game. I'm going to stick with Minnesota +4 Baltimore, just so you and I have a different one there. So, is it 4 or 4.5 on the radio?
I got 4.5.
I got 4. Let's call it 4 for both bets. Cool?
That's fine.
Gives you a half there, half up. So, Minnesota-Detroit, watched a good bit of that game. Flores kind of played his game. McCarthy can move the ball. Well, he didn't play that well, but the way he runs and stuff, it adds a dimension. So if Minnesota, I don't think Minnesota will beat them. I think they'll keep it close right down the wire, but it'd be nice if they beat them. What I'd like to see is the whole division out. Let Pittsburgh win the division. They suck.
Yeah.
Remember what they're doing? Getting first round, getting ambushed, getting hammered in the first round. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for our picks. Take our advice, or in Steve's case, take the opposite of his advice. See where we're at. It's getting a little tough. Survivor League's getting really tough. Really tough. Pick all the big teams by now. Let's talk about college football real quick. As you look at it, you said the Buckeyes. I've got people, it's funny, that are saying, hey, they've always hated Ohio State, but they're picking to win. I don't think it's going to be close. I don't know, man. The playoffs, like,
it's different what it was, but I still think they're good, man. They're good.
Both receivers are. Carnell Tate's a first rounder, man. I think he's better in college than what T was, honestly. I think he's more explosive. And then you got Jeremiah Smith, the tight end for Purdue can play. The running backs are starting to come on. And Brandon Ennis at third, and Julian Saying.
I know.
He's completing like 80% in a lot of games. That's ridiculous.
He's super accurate.
For a lot of yards. His mechanics are just about perfect.
Yeah.
Just about perfect. The defense is
Burrow-esque.
Yeah, and they, people got a little alarm bells because Penn State scored, but that was off a turnover. And they were running misdirection, so Ohio State was following it. Patricia put a stop to it. They couldn't do anything. Their quarterback sucks, Penn State. And kind of wanted to bet Indiana on them. I really wanted to bet Indiana on that.
It's a lot of points, though, wasn't it?
But it's up there. It's at Penn State. That crowd.
There's a lot of points, too.
That's a tough one. Indiana's, Oregon's a tough place to play, but it's not Penn State. So that'll be an interesting. I think Ohio State's going to win it. And if they win 2 in a row, man, I can't even imagine that, right? They've won 3 in really, not my lifetime, but where I'm old enough to see it. And I thought they would win more with Urban. That'd be just unbelievable. But you see what happened, man.
I don't know.
Whew. That's a tough to bounce back game.
It is.
They're still in it.
They are.
They're still in it in their conference, and the way they do the bids now and all that kind of stuff. The rankings are out. So we've ranted. We've raved. You may disagree with us. You probably agree with us. And what are your thoughts on me renewing tickets, Steve? You knew I was going to do it. Everyone else is bailing on it. I get it. It's a lot of money. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a lot of money. It's. You may have to find someone else to go to a few games to next year. I don't know.
You're out. You're off the podcast. You're booted. Come on in, Justin. Justin, you over there? It's like that Progressive, crazy commercials.
Yeah.
Bring in the backup. That's creative. I'll give them credit.
Creative.
That's very good. Yeah, I just thought, if they do make changes, man, how sick would you be if they hire the right people? You got Burrow healthy. Oh.
Yeah, you would know that, though. You
Not
would
by paying it now. You got to pay it.
No, not by paying now.
You got to renew now. That's why they do that stuff. But you think about that. How fun it was in 21, 22. I wish we were doing the podcast then. That was ecstatic.
Yeah.
You wanted to.
I did.
You did. You wanted to do it for years. Yeah, I picked a bad time. You picked a bad time to leave me, Lucille, wherever that old was that hee-haw. I picked a bad time to start a podcast. We picked a bad time to buy a Bengals Jeep and drive it to Louisville and back. And everybody's looking at you. Somebody sent me a message. I don't even know where that was. So you drive that all the time? It's the only car I got. It's tough. But here we are. So we'll be back next week. Our normally scheduled time. Same bat time, same bat channel. We are available on Amazon, Apple, iHeart, Spotify for the audio. We are on video. PTD Podcast Bengals. I'll be posting a lot of videos here next couple weeks. Follow it. Take us home, Steve Boy.
Also, traffic. Stay to the right. Peace out, guys.
We out.